And we are recording. First of all, thanks to everyone who is watching this actual play of RemiNES, the Super Smash Bros. Campaign. Let me give you an introduction to this world. In the year 2023, there was this small group of developers that created Super Smash Bros. This is basically a mishmash of all sorts of video game tropes, mostly from the 8-bit, 16-bit era. So they basically borrowed many things. The game was not a commercial success, but the blood, the tears, the hopes and dreams that they poured onto the development of this game, it created some sort of awareness or sentience. The characters in this game world have some sort of soul. They are aware that they are video game characters, and the villains of this world, they want to open up a portal between the video game world and the real world so that they can invade the real world. And the heroes do not want this, because if the bad guys take over the world, there won't be any more sequels for Super Smash Bros. So Ryan and Tyler are going to be playing as these uh, video game heroes. Okay, um, Tyler, describe your character, please.
All right, I'm playing Johnny Lane. He's a sort of amalgamation of your Contra, the original Metal Gear, Alien Syndrome type commando figures. He's got a machine pistol, a rocket launcher. What he can't take out by blasting, he will try to sneak up on and use some CQC in good old fashion. And he's decent at a couple of other things, but he has, of course, the weakness that all of these old NES shooters have. They can only shoot in 8 axes.
Awesome. Okay. Now, Ryan, describe your character, please.
Yeah, my character is Elroy the Mouse, kind of a stereotypical platformer, knockoff platformer character. Does most combat by finding a weak point in a larger enemy and then jumping on their weak point as hard as they can with his steel-toed shoes, hoping that gravity does enough for him to do some damage to somebody. He's very fast. He runs around his enemies and makes a fool of them, but when it comes to strength, all he can do is jump.
I had a question. When it comes to your copycat ability, does this mean that when you kill an enemy, you copy that enemy's power?
Yeah, so the reflavoring is, after I kill an enemy, I use a loop to examine closely the enemy to find how it was doing its special move and take a part of that power for myself to use.
Okay, so that settles it. Let's begin. Princess Avocado from the Avocado Kingdom has gotten hold of some very disturbing news. The villains, Count Bloody Bad, the evil Dr. Gnarly, and the Dragon King Sludger have formed an alliance. They want to open up a portal between the video game world and the real world. And of course, they must be stopped. So Princess Avocado has set up the Avocado Cannon. You have been placed inside of this cannon, and you are going to be shot directly into King Sludger's domain, the world of the Plumber's Nightmare. So you are off into the air. You have been shot, and you almost crash into the letters displaying the title of the game world. Luckily, you were also awarded with the Avocado Talisman. This creates a bed of avocado pulp wherever you land, so you're going to land safely. And so you land in this squishy avocado bed, in this dark world of sewers. There is sludge everywhere, this disgusting liquid. It is fluorescent. Everything is dark. It's a Titanic sewer level. Princess Avocado chose this first mission because, just like in the video game world and in real life, everybody hates sewer levels. So she decided to take this level out of the way immediately. Now you land in this floating platform of dark blue bricks. Everything is somewhat stained with the fluorescent greenish sludge. You are now in this floating platform, and you can see other floating platforms leading towards the north. Everything is too dark if you want to see ahead. You will obviously have to proceed in some way.
Elroy will look at the platforms and see if the sludge is going to affect the way that he runs on the platforms or jumps off them, if it maybe is going to stick him or slide around.
Elroy notices that the platforms are quite dangerous. They look quite slippery, so it's not going to be an easy task to jump over them or move towards them in some way.
Wonder what the Colonel would say about this. Unfortunately, I don't have a recording device. I don't know why they didn't give it to me in this game. I've got a decent jump. I think I might be able to make it. It's just a landing that's going to be a little tricky.
I'm concerned for my speed. I think if I take the jump too fast, I'll slide right off the next platform.
Oh, you're pretty small. I think I might be able to jump with you.
All right. Elroy will climb up onto your shoulder to let you handle this jump, and if the jump goes poorly, Elroy will jump off your shoulder and try to land on the next platform.
I'm going to try to jump onto the next one and see how that goes.
Roll move.
All right. 2. Not off to a great start.
It's a failure.
Let's see.
Elroy will jump. Oh, sorry if you're burning.
Yeah. We got points to burn. We'll go ahead and burn. Sorry, I should have asked this before. Do we have to burn the?
You can burn it right now. You can
do
burn
we
the
have
point.
to burn the one? Do we have to burn move if we're re-rolling a move, or can we burn any attribute?
Any attribute.
Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and burn a hold. There we go. 6.
That's a success. You land perfectly. You can notice that the other platforms are closer to you. The jump is going to be considerably easier. They are moving closer and farther away. But you also notice something. There is some more difficult path ahead. A series of floating platforms create this sort of ladder upwards. And at the very top, you see a suspicious golden box floating in the air with a hashtag mark.
Elroy will take that opportunity to start jumping up the more difficult platform.
You go ahead. I'll watch in case something bad comes out of it.
Roll move.
5.
Elroy easily reaches that platform. The block is just above you.
Well, like every other block I've seen, I'll jump up and try to punch the bottom of it.
As soon as you accomplish that, a band-aid falls from the block, and a huge text box appears, and it says, "Applying this band-aid on your body will heal all and any conditions."
I found a band-aid up here.
Good.
I'll climb back down. I look to see if there's a safer path down or if I have to remake any jumps to get down.
Elroy notices that if he wishes to return to his original place, it is very easy.
Elroy will jump down and give the bandage to over to Johnny to use.
Automatic
whenever.
success.
Thank you. I can't. Don't have a paramedic on standby. I'd normally call them, but I guess they thought I'd be too overpowered in this game.
Now that you are at this distance, you notice more details far ahead. You see that the floating platforms divide into 2 separate paths. One path seems to lead towards a maze of pipes. This is to your left, but to your right, you see that the platforms lead to these strange-looking propeller-like structures floating in the air. They are composed of pinkish spheres. They are about 5 feet wide. They look slippery, but it would be possible to land on them.
Well, I'm comfortable taking either path we see. Johnny, does it matter to you which way we go?
That first one was a near miss. Usually better, though. We can take the riskier path if you're comfortable with it.
Then Elroy will start on the riskier path.
You easily make your way towards the propellers, and you are at jumping distance.
Elroy will crouch down and make a large jump to kind of get above it so he can time landing to make sure that the platform is not in an awkward position.
Roll move.
5.
It is a success, but you notice that slowly the propeller is going downwards. With you on top, it is going downwards.
Elroy jumps again.
Glad I waited for you.
Roll move again.
3.
You make it safely across, and you see a floating platform nearby as well.
I'll wait for the platform that Elroy was just on to go back up before following after him.
Roll move.
4.
It's a success.
Right.
Thanks to Elroy jumping on that structure, it is very easy for Johnny to follow. And now you can see this series of easier to reach platforms. They are not as slippery as the other ones.
Elroy's going to look ahead to see if there's anything else beyond the platforms before we start making the jumps.
Just at the distance, you spot what looks like a floating pizza box with an open lid. It's huge.
There's a giant pizza box on the other side of this.
There sure is. I don't know what to think about this. My games don't cover this sort of thing. I'm really waiting for the alien invasion or the Russian commandos to start shooting at us, but...
Well, I don't always eat pizza, but I certainly love cheese, so I'm going to make those jumps, and Elroy will...
I'll watch after you again.
It is an automatic success. You land safely on the pizza box, and you notice two peculiar things. There is a cockroach, the size of your same size, a bit larger, about human size. And it seems to be dancing in a strange ritual. It is moving its cockroach booty. And on the lid, which forms a sort of vertical screen, there is this wad of cheese that is moldy and rotting away. And the cockroach seems to be in a trance, just dancing and moving its cockroach booty.
Johnny, seeing no response after a while, will cock the handle on his machine pistol and aim it. And if it does anything funny, just let me know.
Elroy will get a little closer, pull out the loop, and see exactly what this cockroach is doing, and see if it could potentially be a threat.
The cockroach spots you, and with blinding speed, gets really close to you, and says, "Hello, I am the cockroach priest of Tyriabak.
Lower the machine pistol, but not say anything.
We're here on a mission. We're looking to get ahead. Maybe you can help us in some way?"
The cockroach looks at you and points towards the wad of cheese on the lid and says, "The great Tyriabak will provide answers." And you see that from the wad of cheese, two pepperoni eyes appear, and a small tomato slice mouth appears as well. And you hear this strange mumbling, like, and the cockroach seems to be listening intently. And the cockroach turns to look at you and says, "Tyriabak will provide support. He is on the side of good. Tyriabak will summon platforms to help you on your quest. However, Tyriabak's influence has been affected by the power of King Sludger. You can only choose 3 paths ahead.
All right.
Which way will take us closest to King Sludger? We want to confront him as quickly as we can and get out of the sewers.
The cockroach turns to look at the great Tyriabak, and this sort of mumbling conversation occurs between them. The cockroach looks at you and says, "The left path will take you on a journey where you'll confront the forces of King Sludger, the fleet of King Sludger. If you take the center path, you'll have to brave the waters of the floating aquarium. If you take the right, you will have to slide and face the dangers of the terrifying Sludger Slide."
Well, Johnny, if I had to guess, I'd say you'd want to fight the forces more than slide.
Yeah, that's more my specialty.
The cockroach overhears you and says, "Onwards then!" And you see a series of floating platforms appear on your left side. They seem to be leading upwards.
All right. Let's get after it.
Yeah, Elroy will, in a series of jumps, start making up going through that path.
Follow after him in a little more sluggishly.
It is an automatic success for both of you. You easily make your way across the floating platforms upwards, but suddenly an explosion. The platform under your feet is destroyed, and you fall down and land in the middle of a huge airship. This airship is being kept afloat by a giant propeller on the upper part, on the mast. You can see a propeller on the back side of the ship, and there are a lot of cannons pointing at you, easily 10 cannons.
Hit the deck and start firing my machine pistol into the barrel of the first one I see.
Roll bash.
That's a 4.
You destroy the cannon, it bursts into pixels, but the other cannons start to shoot these balls, these cannonballs with eyes and with arms and hands.
I'm going to start jumping to avoid them and looking to see what's causing the cannons to shoot. If someone's shooting them or if there's a mechanism that's causing them to shoot.
It is an automatic success, and there is no one on board. It is either an automatic mechanism or some sort of magic.
I'll try to move to a place where either no cannons are firing or like behind a cannon so that they're not, I'm not in line of any shots.
Roll move.
3.
One of the cannonballs hits you, and you are now stunned. You have these little birds flying around your head.
I'm going to run in front of Elroy and try to shoot the other one down out of the air.
Roll bash.
Oh, 6.
You destroy several of them. This gives you ample opportunity to do many things.
All right. Airship. Look around to see if there's another platform to jump to where this airship is moving to. Perhaps a controller.
You see that there is another platform, but it is still too far away. The jump would be suicidal. You need to wait until the airship approaches it. In the meantime, the cannons are preparing another shot.
All right. Line up another shot on the next one, right down the barrel, just like the first one.
Roll bash.
3.
You manage to destroy one of the cannons, and a few more cannonballs are heading your way, but Elroy is now no longer stunned.
I'll try to jump on top of each of the cannon balls that jump out.
Roll either move or bash.
We'll use move. 5.
You destroy 3 of them in a row, and now you have their special ability. A huge text box appears and says, temporarily, you can turn one of your body parts into metal.
Oh, nice.
You are now within jumping distance of the next platform.
Let's make the jump, Johnny.
Yeah,
and
let's do
I'll
it.
jump across.
Keep going. I'll try to as well.
Roll move.
6 for Elroy.
What did you roll, Johnny?
3.
You both make it successfully to the platform, and this platform starts to descend deeper into the sewer. You can now see the bottom of this sewer. It is all sludge. It is a huge underground ocean of sludge. And within that sludgy ocean, you see a wooden board being used as some sort of raft. And there is this huge white rat beckoning you. There is a huge wooden spoon next to the rat. It is obviously used to paddle or as row. And the rat is calling to you.
I think I've been hitting the diazepam too much if I was in my own game. Hello, rat? What do you want here?
The rat speaks. I am the rat acolyte. The developers did not give me a proper name, but I am the rat acolyte of Tyriabak. I will help you land on this wooden board.
All right. Thank you. Suppose.
It is an automatic success when you make your way onto the board. And the rat continues. Ahead lies the evil King Sludger. He is so powerful and evil. He has this strange machine given to him by Dr. Gnarly. It shoots out bundles of dynamite with feet and arms. They are dangerous.
I'm no stranger to dynamite, so it doesn't worry me too much.
That worries me quite a bit, but I'm sure I'll try to evade.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll try to evade. Does King Sludger have any weaknesses that you know about?
Well, you see those barrels over there floating? You should jump on top of those barrels, and then, in order to defeat him, oh no, watch out! Suddenly, this huge tidal wave of sludge, it falls on top of you. The rat creates this sort of like a barrier of cheese, protecting itself, but you are on your own. The only thing available are barrels floating.
Well, I guess nothing to it.
Roll move.
5.
Also 5.
Nice.
You land safely on top of each of the barrels. Each barrel is too small. Just a single individual can be standing on top of each barrel. And you see this huge machine in front of you. It looks like a metal contraption of sorts with a chute or a tube at the top. And from the waters appears this obese, green, wart-filled dragon with a small crown and horns, red eyes. And he says, "Who dares enter the domain of King Sludger?"
Normally I'm one for monologuing, but pull out rocket launcher.
It is an automatic success. It explodes in King Sludger's face. Oh! You can see the pixels and you see the score of the hit, and King Sludger dives into the sludge.
Elroy will look at all of the barrels to get an idea of where they're located and how many there are to kind of jump around between as he moves under the sludge.
There seem to be at least 10 at a time, and they are constantly blinking in and out of existence. It's obviously that the developers programmed this level in that way. But then the machine starts to spew out bundles of dynamite. They have legs and arms, and they are about to land on top of you.
Well, I'll jump immediately to a barrel that a dynamite isn't falling onto.
You focus on the moving. I'll try to get them. Try to crouch and stand so that they're perfectly in line with machine gun shots.
Elroy, roll move, and Johnny, roll bash.
6.
Also 6.
Nice.
You are successful. Johnny takes out many of the falling dynamites. Elroy easily makes his way atop the other barrels, but there is no sight of King's Lodger. And you see that the machine is preparing a new batch.
I'll jump up to the machine if I can and examine if there's any controls.
Roll move.
4.
You easily make it on top of the machine. There are no controls whatsoever, but you notice that the tube that is producing these dynamite enemies, it looks somewhat fragile.
Okay.
I'm looking around for bubbles in the water or any sort of disturbance that might indicate where the king is gone.
There seemed to be nothing.
Strange. There an unshielded gun port or something up there?
There's a tube we can destroy up here. I will first try to jump as high as I can, and I will turn as much as myself into metal with my copycat ability in order to use that weight to land on top of the fragile tube and see if that does it.
Roll move.
3.
You easily destroy the tube. The machine seems to be malfunctioning, and so King's Lodger once again appears. You fools! That was my machine! And with its huge wings, he creates a tsunami of sludge towards you. It is titanic.
I will. Is there? I quickly look around to see if there's a place that's safe from the sludge that I could jump to, and if so, I'll activate my bunny ears in order to move there faster than someone can even see.
You notice two possible ways: either the barrels or the top of King's Lodger.
All right, the bunny ears are. I'm using the bunny ears to jump on top of his head as quickly as I can. Still trying to get some momentum to drop on him if I can, but most importantly, just getting out of the way of the sludge.
I pull out my mechanics toolkit and very quickly go about building a shield to cover the front of myself.
Elroy, roll move, and Johnny, roll wise.
5.
4.
You fall on top of King's Lodger's head and give him a massive headache. He's the one looking at little birds all over his head. And Johnny manages to build this shield and protects himself from the sludge. King's Lodger seems to be in a daze, completely stunned.
Johnny, get him while he's stunned.
Yeah, pop out from behind the shield.
Roll bash.
Let off a rip. 5.
You get him in the head, and he explodes in a confetti of pixels. You see like your huge gamer scar on top, and suddenly you see the rat acolyte coming again with its wooden board and says, "Quickly jump over here, I will take you to safety."
Yeah,
Elroy jumps.
beats this.
You land safely on top of the wooden board, and then the rat continues. "I will take you to a secret avocado outpost. You will be able to purchase lots of things here. In the avocado outpost, you have items from all over the kingdom. Here, the princess told me to give you 50 bits to each. Here."
Nice.
We appreciate your help. It's been truly incredible. It's the only reason we were able to survive just then.
Yeah, not having a commander or anything to fall back on. Yeah, I know it's a lower budget game, but hey, at least I never have to reload. They're adding that in the next game. Oof.
And you see this huge text box appear saying, "World complete." And this concludes the session. Now we are out of character. I am pretty amazed because you completed this level pretty fast. I think you made all of the right choices.
Mm.
There were some, especially I think you would have taken a lot of time in the labyrinth of pipes and all of that,
Mhm.
but you have successfully completed this world. But the next one obviously is going to get harder. So you're going to level up. I will tell you about that in the Discord. Okay, well, first of all, oh, and it's a good thing that you finished because I was having a little trouble with the rat boys. So then I was like, yeah. But okay, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the game?
I think it's pretty cool. It's really how do I put it? I usually play very simulationist systems where you look at your sheet and you're like, oh my gosh, I have like, well, in the span of what should be 6 seconds, you're spending 5 minutes, and this is much closer to the actual time, right, that it would take. So I think it really lets you get into the mindset of the world very quickly, and have very short and sweet sessions.
Yeah, I think the fast pacedness. I think that just as a player, I need to develop like some quick tricks that Elroy would have, because there's a lot of different things that could happen or that we can do in the system.
That's great. And yes, I definitely think that it was like a real video game experience. I was visualizing everything as if you were jumping from platforms and all of that. I think that was pretty cool. So great job on both of you. Your characterizations of the characters was spot on, in my opinion. So yes, we are, for those of you watching at home, we're going to be playing every other. This is going to be a 3-session campaign. So join us on that Tuesday to continue the campaign. We're going to be using the same characters, but I wonder what surprises awaits the brave video game heroes. Well, thank you for watching. If you want to check out Ryan's channel, I'm going to put the link in the description. I think you also have a channel, right, Tyler?
I do. I haven't uploaded in some time, but I am moving tomorrow, actually. I hope to upload some more videos because my background will be completely different next we play. So,
okay, awesome. So we are, and before we stop this recording, remember that it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. And for those of you that want to support the channel, please check out the description of this video. Once again, thank you, and we are stopping recording now.
all right.